Hello, internet fans, and welcome to another episode of the Buddies Forever live stream with your hosts, me and
Evil Dead Inks.
And
a fart.
Todd.
No, it's just a fart
No,
blowing in the wind.
Of the brain. Of
Brain
the
fart.
butt.
Yep, the butt fart.
The butt farts. We are here another glorious Friday evening, and let me tell you, I covered this once. I did a review way back in the day, but this is long overdue, much like the consecrated burial of Freddy fucking Krueger, for our channel to do this.
This is also, we covered it on our Deep Cut podcast, which is is fledgling in numbers. We need to bump them numbers up. If you want to hear us talk about this the first go around or the second go around for you, it's on the Deep Cut podcast.
We talked about this on the Deep Cut podcast?
This is one of the episodes, yeah.
Wow.
I think I might have even been on that episode.
I don't even...
It was way early on in the single digits, I believe. We're in 70 some odd episodes now.
Dang, I did not even remember we covered this then, but it's cool to finally be here in this format, covering it again. You and I will die on this hill. This is a movie that is near and dear to our hearts, and is probably near and dear to some of our viewers' hearts as well. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Snarls is a big fan of this movie. I'd be willing to bet that VHS Mikey is a big fan of this movie. I know one of my other buddies who isn't in the chat, Mr. Trent Blackman, is a massive fan of this movie. So it was always like that weird, elusive, holy grail movie to find on VHS.
Why hasn't anyone put this on disc format yet? Why has no one touched it? And then it came out on, it was Amazon, wasn't it? It was Amazon streaming, and it was super cleaned up. And we are like, oh shit. You said it right then and there, like, this is getting a release eventually because somebody cleaned this up for a purpose. Someone's going to put this out.
Yeah, it looked like $1 million on Amazon Prime, and we were so excited. Except...
Well, we'll just put it out there, the elephant in the room immediately. This is a not politically correct movie to do in 2023 and barely to talk about it. But we noticed there's one particular scene where Miko, who's our Mr. Miyagi in this movie, gets referred to as a... Can't say that word.
We can't say it.
It's modified to chump in the Amazon Prime. You can figure out what in the world he's saying there.
And also, it's modified on YouTube because it's streaming for free on YouTube, which is where Remix watched it earlier today. So... Yeah.
But the purists that we are, and Vinegar Syndrome was the company that got a hold of this movie and
thank God
finally put it out on disc. We had been waiting forever for it, and it is 100% a loaded edition for sure.
Has the words.
Everything is original, untouched, unmodified.
They didn't censor the word lady when he's climbing the rope?
Yeah, that's...
I mean...
That's what I said. You were late.
30-second delay on my end.
There's so many, I don't want to say off-color remarks, but I guess that's right? Like, there's so many weird things that are, again, not acceptable today, but they just, like, they are... part of this movie, and it feels so weird to remove them. It's a movie, it's a product of its time where I think it's PG. It's not even PG-13. It's specifically aimed at children. It is a children's movie, but like you were allowed to say like the R word, and you know you were allowed to do these strange things like which is now considered whitewashing, which I had never heard of ever. I'm like, isn't that... It's just funny, right? When Joe Piscopo is an Asian bad guy. Like, that's hilarious, and it should be okay. But I get why it's not, but it should be okay.
I think the only reason that it is passable for you and me is every time that kind of thing is used in this movie, it's used on bad guys. It's not looked at in a positive light, like the guy that constantly refers to Mako as a gets a cigar stuffed in his jacket.
I'm smoking.
And he sets his jacket on fire. So I was like, oh, he's a POS. We understand that. He's going to get his comeuppance. Joe Piscopo is also that. This is literally just a movie of Jonathan Brandis's character just delving into his psychosis.
Absolutely.
In his mind, killing everyone that wronged him in his life.
This is pre-Columbine, like. So if this is pre-Columbine, you gotta avenge yourself in a karate tournament. Post-Columbine, you take a shotgun to school. But either way.
If a dude just is mouthy with you in a karate studio, you're just gonna, in your own imagination, kill him every which way you can. I'm gonna set you on fire. I'm going to blow you up. I'm going to shoot you with a bazooka.
Yeah, and stick you to the ceiling. VHS Mikey hit us with a $20 super chat. Said, "Here is some cash to spend on some street tacos." I'm all about some street tacos. We actually had some street pizza earlier, but. Evil, you want to give the good folks in the chat and all the people who will pop in later and watch this down the road a brief plot synopsis, and then we'll just keep on rolling, baby.
Do you like the Karate Kid? Well, this is the 1990s version, and we're going to teach this kid how to learn karate that has the very debilitating disease of asthma, or very light asthma that is hardly there at all. And he's a big fan of Chuck Norris, so much so he watches all his movies, reads one black belt magazine he's on the cover of repeatedly, might be a little sticky, I don't know, and has constant fantasies where he is literally Chuck Norris's sidekick, solving, the wrongs of the Asian world, the Western world, and the Eastern world, I guess, also in the opening. He's just assisting Chuck Norris in just taking on litanies of bad guys over and over in his mind. But of course, his teacher has a thing for Beau Bridges, his dad, is going to sit with her uncle, who runs a restaurant called the Frying Dragon,
which is also extremely racist. And my son brought that up, and I had never thought of it, but he goes, "Isn't that because they're saying it like in an Asian dialect? Like it should be the flying dragon? Oh, you're frying dragon." And I went, "That is racist. Good job."
I don't think. I just figured they just fried rice, fried food.
I feel like it's racist, and I'm here for it.
I think that should be a poll: racist or cooking thing. The name of this restaurant, the Frying.
Is this movie racist? I'm gonna lean.
I think it's clever advertising for food advertising.
I'm gonna lean heavy in the paint with, there's a lot of racist shit in this movie.
This older gentleman, Mr. Miyagi style, is gonna teach Jonathan Brandis how to learn karate. It will end in a karate tournament where, unlike Karate Kid, our two main stars here are not going to actually fight. They're going to smash bricks, and Joe Piscopo is going to slap the kid in the back of the head for fucking up. And then we're going to hopefully wait for the sequel that we're still waiting for, where Chuck Norris will train or inspire a handicapped kid in a wheelchair to learn the ways of the karate.
I'm telling you, that's the best. Like, I love this whole movie, but every time we get to the end of the movie, that's exactly how I am. I'm like, tune in next year for SideKicks 2, where the power of karate overcomes fucking paralysis. Hook it up. Give me that movie now.
We have this shit in Karate Kid, so in SideKicks, Chuck Norris is gonna straight left cross kid in the spine
and fix it.
Mr. Norris, I can walk again.
What is this? New foot powder? Smells like old foot powder. We kind of have that in this movie, where he's given a potion to help him overcome his asthma, and it's just a bunch of random nasty shit. But before we get in,
looks like a jar of Brute. Drink it.
Green, super neon green, turtle ooze.
Exactly.
Before we get super deep into this, Evil, I did want to hit you with a little tale of the tape. Absolutely. And SideKicks did it. This movie was made on a budget of $8 million, and it went on to gross $17 million. It took a long time for it to gross $17 million, but not a failure. Not a failure.
Watching it.
That was what?
That's just us rewatching it and re-renting it
constantly. Yeah, I swear to God, every VHS copy I found of it, I bought because it was so hard to find. And this movie really does tap into a very, very special time in my life, and just the person that I was. Right, this is 92, and I think probably the time I saw it would have been 93. It would have been on Stars or Encore or something of that nature. And, you know, I'm full tilt boogie Ninja Turtles. I was taking Taekwondo. We're in that like weird pantheon of how great wrestling was at the time. Like we had some really good characters in wrestling.
It's true.
And plus, yeah, Don the Dragon Wilson was my hero. We had Mortal Kombat. We had all of this stuff going on that was so ninja centric.
Martial arts galore.
Yeah. And this movie was like, it was made for us. And it weirdly made us aware of Chuck Norris. Especially at the age I wasn't necessarily a Chuck Norris connoisseur. I mean, I'd seen him in like one or two movies my dad had.
That's the weird aspect about this is I knew about Chuck Norris. I used to watch the cartoon.
Right. I didn't ever, but
I had a couple of the toys where he's wearing like the orange vest. looks exactly like him. Orange hair, mustache.
Orange mustache, the same color as his vest.
Yeah, 100%. So I knew Chuck Norris, but even now when I'm going like, what other Chuck Norris movies do I really like? And I'm like, and it took me a while. I'm like, I guess Invasion USA, that one's pretty
wild.
But I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm not a huge Chuck Norris fan, but I do remember renting the movie and being like, Chuck Norris, yeah, cool. I was like, we were going weekly. Probably that was the night thing is, we'll go rent some movies and just happen to see it on the shelf. I'm like, why not? Why not give it a try? And I was like, this is fun.
It's a super fun movie, dude. And like I said,
there's some okay Norris movies, but I was like, man,
Hero and the Terror, that's my jam. Both Silent Rage and Hero and the Terror, that's a double whammy right there.
Didn't really watch any Walker Texas Ranger. Used to just be in the way of Monday Night Raw for me. Right. Although 2 years after this, they did bring in Chuck Norris at the '94 Survivor Series to be a special enforcer for the Undertaker Yokozuna casket match. Nice. And he did a roundhouse kick on Jeff Jarrett and sold the shit out of it.
Nice. That's awesome. I had no idea.
Because they were in San Antonio, so they're like, let's get the Texas Ranger. The show was fucking on fire at the time. So bring him on in, have him part of the show.
He just runs people over with his Dodge Ram.
Well, that's what the Rangers gonna be.
Yeah. Oddly enough, all the adults in my life later, in the mid 90s were fans of Walker Texas Ranger, even though they weren't necessarily Chuck Norris fans. Like, they were a fan of that show, but couldn't tell you other things that he had done. And I think it was super cool for me because SideKicks did open that floodgate for me and let me start discovering Chuck Norris stuff, but also made me a giant fan of Jonathan Brandis. And he could do no wrong. Ladybugs, which is also super offensive.
Jonathan Brandis has had a knack for those super offensive nowadays, but comedies then. But of course, no longer with us, unfortunately. Jonathan Brandis, for you.
Rest in peace.
Which we say every time we watch it, like, man, if he was still around, could you imagine like him going to conventions now?
Oh my God.
Like the lines, because we can't be the only ones. Although we would just make sure we got to the front of that line first to be like, you got to sign SideKicks. You're awesome.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a total fanboy over Jonathan Brandis, and this is where it started. I was never really a never-ending story guy. It wasn't really my thing, but this movie, like I said, I I don't even really like it, to be honest. And I know that's blasphemy, but
That's all right. I love the first one. I didn't watch him on. I think he was on one of the Star Treks. I think.
Yeah, I think so. Next Generation, or maybe Deep Space Nine. I don't know.
Snarl's coming in with the knowledge there.
Sequest, there you go.
Yeah, he was in the original miniseries. It fucking kills it in that too.
Mm-hmm. Super good. But in this movie, like Evil was saying, he's got debilitating asthma, and he's a big martial arts fan, but had never attempted to like self-learn martial arts, which is a weird thing for me. Like when I was growing up, and would watch Bloodsport and Kickboxer, and even this movie, I was out there throwing wheel kicks, but then I did join Taekwondo and try to learn Taekwondo.
Well, when you think about it, outside of like the first dream sequence that he has in the middle of history class, where they're literally in ninja suits doing martial arts to a bunch of other martial artists. He's constantly out to save his teacher.
Which is a weird adult, like he's got like an adult crush.
Yeah, that's the weird damsel in distress. He crushes on one of his classmates, but he never but once fantasizes about her. It's always the teacher, which is strange, because eventually his dad will end up with her. So
yeah, it's got its own section on Pornhub for sure. It's weird.
Oh yeah, that's a huge section on there. Like everyone, like, oh yes, this is where it probably started. But outside of that opening thing there, like all the other fantasies that he has is shooting guys, getting tortured by his gym teacher, and shooting guys. So he just likes being the action star. So I think he's just like, he's reading all that stuff because he's just into whatever Chuck Norris is doing. But I think he's just into the action aspect initially, then more focused on just the martial arts aspect, which definitely disappointed me when I watched and there's a scene where he's watching Missing in Action. Then I go and watched Missing in Action. Like, it's way cooler what he's watching of Missing in Action than what Missing in Action is. Missing in Action is not as good as I was hoping it to be.
2 and 3 are good. 1 is kind of stale.
It's bizarre, the musical cues in that movie. They have really like peppy, upbeat music during like hostage rescuing missions. Like, this is not 15 that's going on at all.
And I will tell you this. SideKicks music, on the other hand, phenomenal. It has a great theme.
Great score, great training score. I actually found it on YouTube and added it to my playlist.
It's so good. And that's the other thing about this movie is we are going to get our standard training montages. We're going to get all that stuff.
It's literally, we're getting the Karate Kid, but it's the 1992 version of Karate Kid. If you're not a fan of Karate Kid, here's the updated version, out with the old, in with the new. And I was never a big Karate Kid fan. I seen it. I was like, this wasn't my thing. SideKicks, that was.
Oh yeah, I'm a Karate Kid 3 fan through and through. Not much else really. I mean, I like Cobra Kai, but Karate Kid 3 with the karate's bad boy Mike Barnes, that's where it's at. If a man can't see, a man can't fight. Repeat it, LaRusso. But in this movie, it resonates with me so hardcore of a kid. I'm not going to call it a disability, but he has an ailment, and he's overcoming an ailment. I do love that the 90s really made you think asthma would fucking kill your ass.
1992 it is.
Yeah, between this and Elm Street 4, I was like, asthma's some scary shit, dog. Like, you better watch out.
Like, can you just get asthma?
That's a callback to last week. Deep Rising reference, deep cut.
You're wondering how we tie these live stream topics together. There's your tie-in right there. Is
asthma.
Yeah.
That was probably it, too. Asthma probably brought us full circle.
Yep, 100%.
And, of course, this is your standard 90s high school movie. You're going to have that whole element of he's got a crush on a girl. There's a bully or a group of, kids that give him a hard time. And then, but my favorite in this whole movie is Richard Mall, the gym teacher. And I know you and I have talked about this a billion times. Especially the older I get, there's a point in this movie with Richard Mall who seemingly is just riding Jonathan Brandis' ass about being such a wuss and that he can't do PE and all this stuff.
Which is total bullshit. Kind of like he gets to sit out every PE class, like he just gets a pass every single time.
Well, he has asthma.
Yeah. even then, I was like, yes, he sits out every day. Like he can't do anything.
Yeah, can't even shower because he can't breathe right.
You move too fast. The hot girl will take his breath away.
Could you wheeze a little quieter, kid? I'm trying to talk here.
Yeah.
But the scene I'm talking about is when Jonathan Brandis finally stands up for himself and gets into a little scuffle with the bully. The gym teacher comes, breaks it up, and immediately says, what are you, nuts? You could kill him. Kind of like giving the bully like, you're tough, right? You could have won this, whatever. But then there's like a beat when they separate, and he looks at Barry and he goes, not bad, kid. Not bad. And I don't know, it's the simplest bullshit throwaway line. And now in my, like, as old as I am, every time he says that, I almost cry. I fucking well up like, they believe in you. I don't know what it is, man. It gets me. And
they will all be.
Yeah, there's some fucking heart in this movie. And obviously it resonated with me when I was a kid, but it really, really hits home now that I'm an adult. And I can't help it, even though we make a lot of jokes about this is essentially, I think he has a tumor. If we're going to break it down, like all these visions or whatever, I just think he's terminally ill. I think he's dying.
There is no doubt in my mind that kid is not dying.
He's not normal.
I don't think he's dying. I think he's literally, this is what is becoming of a serial killer. Like he's in the fantasy realm right now. Because he's got some multiple personality shit going on, that's for sure. Because we literally, speaking of Richard Mall, he has a scene earlier where he is daydreaming again about having another fantasy with Chuck Norris, and he gets woken up by Richard Mall throwing a ball at him, I think, telling him to wake up, and like, all right, you're gonna do something today, so you're gonna climb the rope. So, and I can sympathize with this because they never showed us how to climb the ropes. They're just like, try to climb it, like,
give it a shot.
Yeah, and I did the exact same shit. I looked exactly how Jonathan Brandis looked trying to climb this thing. You just
pure upper body.
Yeah, and then you can't do anymore. He doesn't know what to do. But then it's the only scene where he's literally, he turns and Chuck Norris is in a vision next to him on a rope as well, and tells him how to climb the rope as if he didn't know. But he's not talking to Chuck Norris. Nobody else sees or hears Chuck Norris. He's not like he's really there. He's just in Jonathan Brandis' mind. So Brandis knows how to climb the rope, but doesn't know how to climb the rope and needs a second person to tell him how to climb the rope.
Yeah, so it's like Chuck Norris is his memory.
Yeah, he's having like an anxiety attack. He's seen the other kids do it. He knows how to do it, but he just needs...
disorder is what I think is going on.
That was our first red flag. I remember us having that conversation years ago. Like, so he knows the information. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to climb the rope. He just doesn't know how to climb the rope. Someone else has to come in to tell him to climb the rope.
Also, but here's the weird Elm Street thing with this movie that even my son, who's now I think he's seen this movie 3 times. We're watching it again earlier today. And the scene when he is officially walking to school for the first time, and he has that vision that there's like a tank rolling by and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He ducks.
Shit.
Yeah, he ducks into the ditch or whatever, and when he gets up, one of those hats or helmets from one of the soldiers rolls by. And I go, and my son's like, but so does that mean that's real? And I go, I don't know.
You pulled that out of his dream.
Pulled that out of his vision? So could he just have a vision of Chuck Norris and hug him and then pull himself out and be like, Chuck Norris is in my living room or in my school or in my karate tournament?
So if he just has a hold of Chuck Norris when he comes out of the fantasy, Chuck Norris will actually be there.
Chuck Norris can light a fire by rubbing 2 pieces of ice together, says Galaxy Man. Nice. So here's the question, and Remix, you may have to make a poll for this for the people in the chat.
We already had the poll.
we
Racist
have-
or restaurant?
I need to know, because you brought it up, Remix, because he showed up right at the end of the movie. Is Jonathan Brandis really talking to Chuck Norris at the end? Or is that a vision of Chuck Norris and Chuck just left after the competition? Because he looks back and Chuck is gone.
I'm gonna say either that's just how Chuck Norris exits any room he's in.
That's what my son said. He's like Batman when people turn away.
Or he never went. Or actually, what I think is a good possibility is they never were entered into the contest at all. Once they found that they had only 3 members to their team, they're like, yeah, you guys can't compete. You need 4 team members. And he just imagines that Chuck Norris came in and took the spot.
That's sort of what I said when I showed up as well.
So-
I think that they maybe were like, we're going to pretend like this guy is Chuck Norris and just kind of feed into it for the kid. And the kid's like, oh my God, it's actually Chuck Norris. And it's like just some random dude.
Because something else that I noticed rewatching it that I was like, this does not make any sense to me. I have no idea how long a karate tournament day would last at this event. Let's say 8 hours. That you think that'd be like as long as things would
That's
get
too long.
8 hours?
I'd say 6.
Doors open to all right. We at our final.
Yeah,
done.
get out. Yeah.
Okay, so they show up. Let's say even they show up 2 hours early to sign in.
Mm-hmm.
Signed in. They go find Chuck Norris so they could add him to the team, bring him back down, get officially signed in, and that's when Mr. Lee says, "Okay, I'm gonna go now. I have a restaurant to run." Leaves.
Mm-hmm.
To run a restaurant for what, 3-4 hours?
Maybe.
Why? And they have no staff. There's nobody else working this place. It is literally Mr. Lee, the teacher, and maybe Jonathan Brandis is doing some labor.
He's making
for
the dumplings, yeah.
Yeah, he's just there. So there is nobody working there but him. So did he literally just go and run a restaurant for like 3 hours and then
Cook all the food, yeah.
Yeah, for who? No one's there to serve it.
I don't know. Good question. It's a very
Why
good question.
did he leave? Like, where are you going to go for? What? How much money could you make on this day?
A lot of people in the chat saying maybe schizophrenic. Yeah. It's questionable, but you know, like I said, as a kid, you didn't question it. You were like, that's so cool.
You wait to leave like that.
Well, you know, I'm not going to front. When I was young, I used to think, especially after Terminator 2, you know, I'd be like, man, what if Arnold Schwarzenegger was my dad? And it's just like that Robot Chicken skit that you sent me, you know, like, but I would think about that. Or like after we met Robert Englund, I'd be like, man, what if my mom and Robert Englund started dating and then Freddie would be my dad? You know what I mean? Like weird shit like that. You always and Last Action Hero, of course.
It's like, what if Chuck Norris started hanging out all the time? Like, remember when we won that karate tournament? That was badass.
So here's the thing: if the karate tournament is all in Brandis's head, Monday when he goes to school and is like, "Hey, Cellini, remember you can't break bricks for shit." Like they're all just gonna beat the fuck out of him in the locker room. Like,
confused, like you didn't show up at all. Like remember when you tried to sign in and they said you couldn't sign up with only 3 people and you were turned away.
You sat outside on that bench crying on that Black Belt magazine for like 9 hours.
No,
Fucking weirdo.
Sitting there on the bench, just people are like
straight catatonic, yeah. Like fucking Michael Myers sat there for 15 years.
Didn't blink, didn't move. He was the ideal patient. He's just fantasizing about Chuck Norris adventures all the time.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
We found the origins of Michael Myers here as well.
So, and that was another thing. This movie doesn't do a very good job of establishing timeline. And my son brought that up today. He's like, what did he learned karate in what, 2 weeks? And then entered a tournament? And I'm like, in my brain, I'm thinking like half a year. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it starts out where he's just walking to school, and that's just the first week. And after that, he's going to run. And remember, they start slower, so I think it's 6 months, 8 months probably. Like it's
Like, well, it's not. It couldn't be 8 because that's a full school year, right?
Could. I mean, they're in Texas.
So
It is 92 as well, so it's not like global warming is really taking that much of effect on Texas then.
Right.
So it's
I'd
still
say
hot all year.
I would say 6 months at max, minimum 3 months. Which anyone who has ever trained in any form of martial arts and or boxing or whatever, in 3 months to take on a competition after 3 months is not ideal. But like you said, what's different about this movie than other movies like Karate Kid is he doesn't necessarily have to fight in the tournament. He does fight at school, which should get him expelled, but he doesn't.
Maybe nowadays, but you could fight back then and just be like, "Don't do that again."
Yeah, knock it off, kid. But
yeah,
so he doesn't have to have a traditional fisticuffs with his bully, which is different and it's cool. But yeah, like
been training with nunchucks and just does a thing with that, which he goes into fantasy realm in the middle of his display of doing that.
Clearly becomes a super buff Asian in that white pillow suit.
Yeah. All right, so you mentioned like that you would well up for the not bad kid, not bad at all. The rewatching it now since I've got the Blu-ray, the scene that now does that to me a bit is when the first time he actually breaks the wood.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know what it is, but I feel like Mako's reaction is super genuine there. Like that is the most excited like accomplishment that they have together. I was like, oh my gosh, that is awesome. That's just a really good scene because they establish he tries a couple of times and just fucking bounces off that wood.
Yeah. And when he hurts his hand on the first attempt, fucking spot on. Like the pain in his face, I'm like, yeah, he fucking hurt his hand. He is not acting. His hand hurts bad.
Or I can feel it when he messes up with the nunchucks and hits himself behind the ear, and it's red as could be. Like I could feel that pain in my own head. Just
yeah, the reverb. If you mess up, they will sting you.
Yeah.
So, but my son is an aficionado with nunchucks. Incredible. And he was watching that and he goes, what was the end game? Like, what are you doing when you're trying to put it right behind your head? Like, where are you going? Your other arm wasn't moving. Like, you're not trying to...
Like, it feels like it's got a mind of its own. Like, he has no idea where it's going to go.
It just like, fucking thwaps him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Yeah, my son's like... But he wasn't like doing a set motion. He
doesn't know anything yet. Like he just kind of stopped thinking, and the hand just kind of did its own thing.
Cracked his dome.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna hit you in the nuts. Whoa!
Yeah. He should have started him with those foam nunchucks. Good old trainer.
Everyone can get a pair of those. I have
like
a pair.
$4 on Amazon. You could probably buy them at any strip mall when this movie was being made. Yeah.
Odyssey Martial Arts Supply Store. You can buy your own and throwing stars at the same time.
So yeah, speaking of the throwing stars, there's some at the very, very beginning when Jonathan Brandis. Yeah, Jonathan Brandis.
Two sounding score music going on there.
When he throws the throwing stars,
like this,
they make that really cool noise.
Yeah.
I love the sound design of that so much. I know that's not what that sounds like, but boy, every time I hear it, I'm like, I don't know what combination of noises they used for that, but that's
the sound of a throwing star cutting through a rope.
Yeah, that is a fucking chef's kiss. Why would anybody soak a rope in kerosene?
Oh gosh. All right, so of all the fantasies that we see Jonathan Brandis take with Chuck Norris, which one is your favorite?
I think you already know. Lone Wolf and Little Wolf too. Fucking, that was for something. Or that was for nothing. And that was for something. We quote that so much.
What do you have? Milk.
How about some cookies?
See, and for me, I really and this was my introduction to it, so I had to rent the movie afterwards, and it's called Hitman.
Yeah.
But I love the Hitman fantasy where they got those gnarly ass, as 90s as it could be, slick back mullets, long coats, shotguns. And this is after he's had the conversation with Mako where he's like, dreams are good, but you will learn to control them. You'll have fewer ones then, but they will be richer ones. And in the middle of this fantasy, you see him like remember that and realize it, and he drops the shotgun and pulls a bazooka out of his jacket. And it's great facial reactions between him and Norris, because Norris looks at him like, "The fuck did you get that?" It's like, this is gonna be awesome, isn't it? And just like a PG movie, just like the A-Team, guns fired, but not to shoot a single person. It is to shoot ladders out from under people, to shoot at people, they blow up into the ceiling. We have a guy strapped to a chair that has a lamp attached to it. I don't know how the lamp stays lit while he's sliding down this long hill.
A huge mohawk.
Yeah,
Help me.
which I swear to God,
Was that Spike?
That is a sound that will just live rent free in my head constantly as they repeat that same. I just hear that over and over and over. I wish he would have just shot that guy with the bazooka. He looks 58 years old with a shit mohawk on. I'm like, what is this guy's role in the gang? Which I love that their whole plot there is like they zoom in on Piscopo as like a punk rock group of people. And they're like putting dynamite in piñatas, razor blades in bubble gum.
Yeah.
All to like orchestral music.
Yeah, it's beyond silly. And I think that's when Remix watched it today, he brought that up. He's like, I totally thought this movie was going to be way more serious than it was. I'm like, oh, no. This is like...
There's a little person covered in bubble gum just going...
There's this is Power Ranger era, same with the Ninja Turtles. Same thing, with weapons. The weapons are there merely to do strange things with, but never to hurt anyone with. Like,
exactly.
You got a sword, you're going to cut a hose and the water's going to spray all over someone. You're going to go, cool down, butthead, or whatever. Like, it's always something super dumb like that.
You would think he fires a bazooka at Joe Pisco, there would just be Piscopo parts everywhere. Yeah. But it blows him up into the ceiling where he's hung up on like some wires and then just falls. And we have a classic Chuck Norris watching him fall and just goes, ooh.
Yeah, he does that a lot in all of...
Even after he really fights Joe Piscopo and just beats the piss out of him. Just kicks him to where he does a full backflip.
Like 4 times? Wow!
Which, give me the instant replay on that in slow motion.
Yes.
Yeah, like at least 4 backflips off a kick. Lands on his face, and then another, ooh. Which, man?
He didn't say go, man. I wasn't ready. He didn't say go, man.
Yeah, your main villain in the Karate Kid is actually imposing. Joe Piscopo is a dick, but he's goofy as shit.
He's
never
perfect.
Take him seriously.
So,
even when he's straight up yelling at them, saying, "Chuck Norris doesn't fight anymore, kid, because I would kick his ass."
Kick his ass.
And even when he's in real life, like when he shows up at the tournament, he's like, "Well, too bad you're not competing anymore. Love to kick your ass." What's the backstory here? Because even when he leaves, Norris is like, that guy hasn't changed. Like, what history do these two guys have?
I literally brought that up today. I said I would absolutely kill for the prequel to this movie that is just Joe Piscopo's story. He clearly has won a lot of tournaments, but he's a bad guy, So just give me that story. Give me the Cobra Kai version. Let's cast some young kids.
Yeah.
Still just cast Joe Piscopo playing Joe Piscopo, though. He's like 90.
Yeah, cast 2023 Joe Piscopo to play a younger than 1992 Joe Piscopo.
Please. And I would just be like, I believe it. But Baratus asked, what are our thoughts on the main villain of this movie? And I'm just, I'm just going to go ahead and get it out there. Joe Piscopo, he gets my Alfredo Award. 100% he gets my Alfredo Award. You can't have this movie without him, and everything he does is fucking awesome. Because he's so goofy. You have to have him.
True, but I just really love Mako.
Oh, yeah.
Way better than Miyagi, in my opinion, between the two for a teacher. He's just phenomenal, especially when he's just giving Jonathan Brandis his fighting name. Barry the Leper. No. The tiger who relies on courage and instinct.
No.
That won't do. I've got it. Mr. Bumpling.
He will never attack.
Fist of his opponent with his own face.
He never attacks because he is never ready.
He will not survive the attack.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with him. He's super fun, and I know you haven't seen The Perfect Weapon with Jeff Speakman. He's in that movie. He's awesome in that movie. Plus, you also get Professor Tanaka in that movie.
Professor Toro Tanaka.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask, since we were talking about what he gave Jonathan Brandis to drink, what do you think he rubbed on Jonathan Brandis's chest when he has his asthma attack after getting rejected by Winnie Cooper and is in the hospital?
Vicks Vapor Rub, because it
Vicks
fixes
Vapor Rub.
everything.
The wife said Tiger Bomb.
Yeah.
So
Did Tiger Bomb exist in the early 90s? It's old school, right?
Probably, yeah. Starting to burn. That's how I know when it is ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old remedy.
Which
from the Special K.
We didn't really talk about that. I mean, it's par for the course. You got to have it. He finally works up the courage to ask out Lauren, and she shoots him down. So of course he has to have his like little breakdown temper tantrum and run home. And then I always liked it when he's sitting on that bench on his porch. He's having trouble breathing, and he slams down the asthma inhaler, and it like pops. And he's like, "I will beat you. I will beat you." Like, even though like now we're adults and we're like, it's fucking asthma, dude. Come on. Like, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. But like back then, like I said, I thought asthma was gonna murder everyone. Everyone in my class was gonna die. They all had asthma, and I like the standing up to it. Like, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna get better. That whole thing.
Which leads him into a fantasy where Richard Moll's a Nazi that has him strapped down to a table and like 10 or 12 like chains across his chest that just keeps getting tighter, while Chuck Norris is like a prisoner in old London or something, tied up with chains behind him. Like, hang on, Barry, we'll get out of this.
Yeah.
You Chuck, I can't breathe. Which I wonder if that's what like having an asthma attack feels like. I wonder how accurate that is.
I don't know. I know that I'm a chunky fella, so when I do a bunch of cardio, I can't breathe, and I know that's...
Chuck, I can't breathe.
Yeah, help me, Chuck.
Jesus, help me, Tom Cruise, help me, Chuck Norris.
I just pass out on the treadmill, and I'm like stuck between the treadmill and the wall. It's just like...
You're just in the fantasy. You're just bouncing off the side of it.
So if you had to give a Gwildor to someone in this movie, who are you picking? Mine goes to Lauren. Can't stand her.
Probably, yeah. But I mean, it's. I get it. Like when she is interested in him because like he's getting just walked all over. But I've been like, I would not have been as open to it when all of a sudden he does kick the shit out of Cellini.
Mm-hmm.
She invites herself to like, can I come with you to the zoo?
Sure, yeah. You beat up poor man Skeet Ulrich. I should date you.
I do kind of like though that like he doesn't really pay much attention to her when they're at the zoo. Like, she just fucks off and goes ahead and looks at shit. And he's just hanging back talking with Mr. Lee about the turtles dancing.
Mm-hmm. Look at the tortoise.
Badly.
So good. Yeah, I do like that, but I'm not a fan of her, man. And you know, you have to have the bad guy. So you have to have Cellini. You have to have Joe Piscopo. But,
he plays a good goofy piece of shit.
mhm.
And we also have Bud the Chud showing up here as a teacher. The
Old
philosopher.
Garrett Graham, yeah.
Yeah, and again, I've seen this only in movies. I've never seen a classroom that's set up like this.
Oh, it's college. That's but it's not college in this movie. But most colleges, I feel, are like that. That weird stacked.
Isn't Ferris Bueller's classroom set up the exact same way as this?
Dude, it's been years since I've watched Ferris Bueller. It was never really a movie.
It's been
in my wheelhouse.
It's been a good while as well, but I feel like I've seen a lot of high school movies where they have these column stacked rows, and I'm like, what fucking school has this? I've never had this.
Maybe they're in Rome. I don't know. Oh, your voice carries.
But yeah, Bud the Chud is totally leveling with us. Like, he's impaired, hopeless. The kid is hopeless.
And again, it's a small role, right? But boy, Garrett Graham, sure. This is what he does.
Small role, like he makes any role bigger by just taking it.
Yeah, and he's so obnoxious and unlikable, but you still like him. I don't know what it is, man. Garrett Graham is just awesome.
Because he's not really a bad guy. Like, he immediately notices Cellini fucking off in class and just is being a smartass back to him. Because, what's this from? He's like, the Bible, isn't it? Like, yes, I'm sure a book you're super familiar with, Mr. Cellini.
Your position as class dumbbell is rapidly, or your competition rapidly diminishing.
Yeah, again, things you probably can't say in class now, like calling a student a dumbbell.
Yeah, that was a red flag for my son. He's like, that wasn't very nice. I'm like, dude, it was the 90s. You could tell your students to fuck off and go to the office.
That's like the Carlos Mencia joke that I actually liked when he is talking about the kids.
Is it stolen?
Like the teacher said I was stupid, like, because you're stupid. See, because the teacher, of course, they actually went to school so they can tell who the stupid people are. Did he say it to anyone else in the class? No, because you're the only stupid motherfucker there. Get back into class.
Go learn something.
Exactly.
Oh lordy. I do think it's pretty.
The remakes have a Alfredo or Gwildor.
I don't know.
Upon rewind, the whole movie.
Yeah, my Gwildor is that entire sequence with the dude with the mohawk. Help me! That entire sequence is a Gwildor.
All right, so what is your favorite fantasy then that they do?
I like that first one. Like, it kind of gets you into the movie. Like, if you really like this movie and you're like, oh, it's like a live action cartoon, like it's super fucking silly, that sells you right away with the fucking stupid sound effects and
the double ninja kick, team ninja kick circle.
Well, they're not even kicking people, but we'll still get the sound effect of them kicking somebody.
I love the guitar with people flying through the air. Like, yeah.
And this is before anyone has wronged him, so our main villain has no face.
Yep.
Once you have wronged Barry, he will kill you an infinite amount of times in his fantasy.
He's gonna fantasize super hard about fucking popping out of a pond with a M60, fucking mowing you down.
Yeah, shooting nobody, just shooting dirt, so it stops the gunpowder trail to blowing up his English teacher.
Super good. Super.
Yeah, that's our other super offensive sequences. Joe Piscopo playing what we believe is a jungle Asian man with
jungle Asian,
because he's got like a safari getup on, but he's got you said it's a Fu Manchu, but it's literally just like 3 strands of hair on each side of the corners of his mouth. Just nothing here, just right.
He's
there.
Totally being Asian, and you know what?
He's talking like
we're doing.
Yeah.
It's very South Park. How are we doing, South Park Elementary? Did you know China and Japan are different countries? That whole thing, like he's.
Now, if he was trying to say flying dragon, it would sound like what the restaurant actually is.
You remember a flying dragon? I
still would protest that is just a clever restaurant name, not racist.
I just think it was cleverly written to be racist.
I don't think it is at all.
That's just me. We'll have to ask Aaron Norris, who wrote that bad boy, or directed it. I can't remember who wrote it, but Matt says Jonathan Brandis hung himself in real life. What if Chuck Norris' voices told him to do it? Yeah. I don't know if you guys know the real story about that, but he was in a movie with Bruce Willis called Heart's War or something, or In Heart's War, something Heart's War. And he had a very big part in this movie. And so that was like his resurgence to coming back into acting and getting taken seriously as an adult, because he was going through some depression, leading into this role anyway. Well, the movie comes out, they're at the premiere, and he sees that like 95% of his scenes are cut. And, shortly thereafter hung himself, because he was like, what the fuck? Like, this is supposed to be, I'm supposed to be back and I have like 2 lines type of thing.
Which, if he had just made it to now, like, he never would have to work ever again unless he wanted to. He could literally make a killing off doing convention shows.
Mm-hmm.
Between it and this movie, I think he would be a top draw. Would have been an absolute top draw for any show he would have been to.
And Never-Ending Story too, right? Like
that, and then the Sequest, whatever it was, the Star Trek show, Deep Space, whatever. Bring in those folks. Like, man, if he could only know
what he meant to people, yeah,
the fan base that he has now. It's like,
Well, I'm telling you, it is. I mean, it's this movie, but it's Jonathan Brandis that was responsible for me being like, "Hey, Mom, can I sign up for Taekwondo?" Like, no bullshit, 100%. Like, Ninja Turtles was my jam, but SideKicks pushed me over the edge because I was, going through a very weird time in my life when this movie came out, and
Which, man, thinking about that now, I love Ernie Reyes Jr., but I don't like him as much in Ninja Turtles 2. And I'm like, man, if you'd replace that and put Jonathan Brandis in that role, and he doesn't know any martial arts, but he's learning it from the Turtles, I think that just made that a better movie.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm totally with that.
Because I don't like it. That's the only movie I think that Ernie Reyes Jr. is not awesome in is that. Like, man, if we just swapped that out and put Brandis in that would be a way gnarlier movie.
Yeah, dude. And he has an attitude problem, so he's training with Raphael, and yeah, I'm with it.
He still has the asthma. That's why he's a hothead.
Looking for a muffler on a '72 Chevy.
You find out that like Chuck Norris is like some Johnny Cage shit. Like, oh, he's a fake. It's all camera tricks, and he's bitter about martial artists. After that, the Turtles have to win him back over again. Raphael's the one to get to him. We're making a better Turtle Secret of the Ooze. That's the real Secret of the Ooze. Chuck Norris is bullshit, and really the Turtles are what's going to bring this guy around.
Yeah, we're marrying Turtles 2 and SideKicks. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, this movie came at a perfect time in my life where I guess maybe like I didn't have like a father figure because my mom and dad had divorced and stuff, and this movie like made me seek out martial arts, and then I had like a teacher. I don't know, weird. I'm going through some therapy right here, right now.
You're looking for that, and yeah, this is better to me than the Karate Kid was. I know that this had a whole generation going, and this is the one no one talks about, the '90s one that everyone forgot about except us, because we can't be the only ones, because Vinegar Syndrome did not get this by accident or just by happenstance. I'd love to know the process of how they were able to get a hold of this and pick this movie, because it's really outside of
what they normally pick in
wheelhouse. Like, yeah, like they're even their bumper stickers they make are like 10 years of sleaze. Like, they really kind of lay their groundwork in like restoring and cleaning up like some softcore 70s porn movies. And then yeah, like those really kind of trashy horror flicks that are half skin flicks, a quarter horror, or movies that have really good poster art, and you're like, this is a weird ass movie to watch. Like the grave robbers or dancers movie that I picked up from them. Like, this cover looks cool, and then we watched it and like, this is bizarre.
This is an odd fucking movie.
Super odd. And then yeah, like all the companies to grab a hold of it, like Vinegar Syndrome got SideKicks. That's different.
Yeah, I'm with it. Well, maybe they're gonna start picking up weird, maybe, you know, more family friendly stuff and giving it its, you know,
I think I heard one of the guys that works for it, like, we're just kind of looking for whatever has the rights that are open to us, or like, are the rights available? Then seeing like how much to invest in, and then yeah, going for it. And yeah, they put some bonus features on this. You have the more awesome version than I do. I have just the basic.
I bought that beast, and that thing was expensive.
That was expensive, and the total sidebar mini rant. I just also this past week picked up Evil Dead Rise on Blu-ray, celebrating 100 years. Warner Brothers. Not one damn thing for a bonus feature. Not even a trailer on that shit.
Trash.
Not even an interactive menu. It's just a still image and play, scene selections, language. That's it. And I'm like, what in the hell is this?
Yeah, that's bogus. That's how you know physical media is dying, unless it's a boutique label.
Yeah, and then you have like Arrow, Shout Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, killing it with their features. Like, that is as much of getting the movie as anything else is. Like, what kind of shit will they get on this? Like, they even pulled, like, even Vestron pulled out all the stops for Bud the Chud. They had Garrett Graham on there doing interviews. Like, Bud the Chud is outdoing Evil Dead Rise in bonus feature content.
Yeah,
shit, From Dusk Till Dawn DVD with just a trailer on it is having more than Evil Dead Rise is.
Yeah, wrap your fucking noodle around that. W Stein 79 says SideKicks and the Next Karate Kid were my jam. See, and that's Next Karate Kid came out. Was that 94, 95? Somewhere in that area, and kind of gave new life to the Karate Kid franchise.
I don't know, which I never really watched any of the Karate Kids. I am though with Matt on Surf Ninjas and Three Ninjas, and I did watch and own all those movies on disc, and I do love Surf Ninjas.
Oh yeah, fully dinged my board, dude. I love Surf Ninjas. I only own the first Three Ninjas because I can't find the other ones, and I absolutely want them just because I'm a completist.
Really? I'm good on just having the Three Ninjas.
I love the first one. I haven't seen the other ones since I was younger. I just need to have them.
I don't need to have them.
Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves Emily.
Like, I don't know who the hell they cast as Rocky in the second one, but I was like, that doesn't look like the original kid. I'm not doing it.
Oh, shit.
I think the kid that plays Colt is the only one that is in all the Three Ninjas movies. Everyone else is like, we got better things to do.
They just keep changing Tum Tum because he keeps getting diabetes and dying. Eating all that fucking candy.
Not quite as deadly as asthma is, or being confined to a wheelchair.
True. But it is past 9 o'clock. So, speaking of our movie, you should buy it.
Cut the commercial. I've lost power.
Hey, just out. Good boy. Good boy. You can't rewind, asshole. Kill them.
Yeah, didn't I just kid go missing years ago?
Don't say that. I ain't kill him. I'm scared, man. Just go walk your feet. Let's dance.
Back.
Here we go. Now, one.
Remix, you want to drop that link in the chat for anyone who has not picked up our movie? It's dirt cheap. We made it affordable because that means later down the road we're going to put out a super duper special edition.
We're practically giving this shit away.
It's true. And every purchase helps us work on another project.
Just like donations on the live streams, watching the live streams, downloading the podcast, listening to the podcast, telling other people, listen to this podcast, watch these live streams. Get us out there, because Lord knows YouTube itself isn't doing any of the work for us.
YouTube hates us. We've been shadow banned because I like to say fuck. And I'm sorry, but it is the second hour evil. What does that mean?
We gotta do something super blasphemy and we gotta look at some folks who did not like SideKicks one bit. They're 100% wrong, but we gotta hear the other side of the coin just to be fair. That's what we are here. Stern but fair. Time for the Amazon 1-star reviews.
Hello, Daddy? No.
No.
No graphic today. All right.
We don't have audio for it.
All good.
I don't even know.
Amazon.
Hold on, I got this one.
1-star
The oldest one.
The oldest
baby. 1-star review. There you go.
Well, we'll just do we'll retro this. All right. First one up is one that is speaking to us from Sandy. Sandy knows what we're talking about here. On March 11th, 2023, Sandy says 1 stars. Censorship has reached a new level in the U.S.
Oh.
This is a censored version of the movie. The uncensored version would get 5 stars. Stop censoring old movies and books.
I'm with you on that 1-star, dog.
I'm with you on that.
I feel you, dog. I feel you.
I feel you. Phil Gar, March 8th, 2023, 1 stars. Possibly the worst. So-called kid/underdog martial arts show made It's Ridiculous. I like that he started with his title as the beginning of his thought, and then just finished it under his description. So altogether, possibly the worst so-called kid/underdog martial arts show made It's Ridiculous.
Balls, homie.
Ridiculous. Let's see, Glinda Y. Smedley, October 1st, 2014, 1 stars. Gift.
That's it. It was a gift.
Gift. Christopher Bennett, December 18th, 2014, 1 stars. Frowny face.
Okay.
KD on May 19th, 2015. May 19th. 1 stars. I said 1 stars. Make that 1 stars. I had to send it back. VHS, not DVD.
Save that VHS. It's tough to find.
Then please, don't get rid of it.
On to that.
Killer Kev. Pretty cool name.
I dig it.
February 28, 2013, 1 stars. Are you serious? What a joke. You do know this is a movie for young adults and adults alike, right? It's a shame there's POS Jew bastards like you trying to rip people off this.
Whoa.
SideKicks is a great motivational movie for kids to inspire them to get into the arts. I remember when it came out and made me improve my nunchuk styles. Boy, I'd love to show them to you, sucker.
I'm on board with everything that dude said, except you know what?
Yeah, and he had to throw in there he has nunchuck skills himself. He would love to show us.
I'd love to see them.
Amazon review.
Sucker.
Yeah, but my Amazon, I'm on the Amazon star reviews, but my nunchuck skills are on point. Also, I love SideKicks, but I don't.
Jesus Christ.
Phillytown on September 11th. Oh, wow. 2010. 1 stars. Karate Kid ripoff. This is just rewritten, ripped off idea from the Karate Kid. All the actors suck.
Jesus.
That chick who played Winnie or whatever is semi-attractive in this movie. That's weird.
That's wicked weird.
These days, Barry would have been hitting that 3 times a day, even if she only wanted to be friends. I hate this movie.
Wow.
A ripoff of The Only Karate Kid, and that's I gotta redo that. One of my friends, I hate this movie. A ripoff of Only Karate Kid, and that's Daniel LaRusso.
Nah.
He was like, that chick's not too hot. She's a little hot. But he would have been hitting that 3 times a day if this was made today.
Before you move on, Evil, it's going to disappear in the chat. The Blackest Sheep says you guys might want to let people know where they can see you guys on October 28th.
Where in the world could we be on October 28th, Mr. Matson? Would we be at a haunt?
We're going to be in Kansas City, yes.
Sure.
At a haunt.
I don't have it immediately, but yes, Blackest Sheep is putting on a haunt. We will have more details the closer we get to the date. We will have a commercial running at some point when we actually have internet that's up and running at full capacity and not completely dying on us when we're trying to get our animated menus and stuff to come across the screen. But yeah, there will be a live action haunt where we will be there shaking babies and signing hands.
Yes.
Or shaking hands and signing babies.
And Senior Tapehead himself, Dylan Weeks, will be there. So you can meet the one and only Jacob Cobb. So yeah, come to Kansas City, October 28th. There will be more information soon. Blackest Sheep can drop information in the chat if they have anything they want to say about it. But yeah, we're going to be doing that.
They also have their YouTube channel where there's some ghost hunting investigations and some gameplay footage of games that they play. So you can always check out the Blackest Sheep also on the YouTubes. I don't think they're shadow banned like we are. They're much more family friendly than we are.
Matt, before it goes away, says, have you guys gotten into 4K yet? Yeah, I've got a few 4Ks, but
I'm buying 4K movies, but I don't have a 4K TV or player.
My 4K TV, which was my newest TV, is broken. So eventually I will get a new 4K TV. I just have more pressing things to spend money on, like a new washer, new dryer, new stove, things that keep breaking in my house that should not be breaking. Real life things.
And also, if we were making more coin doing this stuff, we could maybe buy 4K TVs, but we're not quite there yet. Then one day. But to round out the 1-star review, so we can get rid of all these negative vibes, man. This is from Jay Perez, October 21st, 2010. 1 star. SideKicks review. This movie is nothing more than a self-indulgent plug for Chucky himself. The lead kid's daydreams are nothing more than mindless fillers and not PC at all.
Yeah, baby.
Not only that, the kid's daydreams are not charming, but rather creepy and scary. The kid himself is crazy, too. This message about is if you dream hard enough, it will come is not unrealistic and dumb. I give this film a 1 out of 10. That's not how the rating system works. It is 5 stars, and at least you can give it as 1.
I mean, I agree with some things in there, but this kid is crazy as well.
I do not. He is crazy. There is a crazy person right there, but yeah, everything else is wrong. Wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Randy Orton says, Matson and Evil, they look like bikers and rock stars. Like that they like bikes and rock / metal music. I would never in the history of ever get on a motorcycle because I value my life. So
I would sure as shit ride a Vespa scooter.
You go for it. I'll sit on the sidewalk.
If I could, I would drive a Vespa scooter to work every day until it got really cold out. Then I wouldn't do it no more. But I would every day ride my Vespa. Get a jacket too that says like Lone Rider on the back of fringe and everything,
You're not exactly lone, are you? What do you mean?
We're gonna start up the real Lone Rangers gang.
Gouge out your eyeballs with my dick. Little Airheads references. Deep
Your
cut.
what? Can't imagine why we're shadow banned.
Fuck YouTube. Go ahead.
Is that something to do with our?
Could be.
Right.
Matt says 4K looks awesome in my opinion. Their price way too high. I can tell a difference on most of them if the boutique labels do them. Yeah. You know, they look nice. I got no problem with them. But I still
I see a point for them on anything new, because everything looks pretty good. Even on DVD, that's new, looks great now. The only time I've said it before, the first time I've ever seen it do anything is when I first watched Elm Street 2, and even just on DVD, let alone Blu-ray, Part 2 looked fantastic, and I could see everything for the first time. That's the only time it does anything for me is on older movies. We just clean them up, like The Car. The shop factory of The Car looks as if it was made today.
I will say
trailer on there that is uncleaned up, and you're like, oh, that's what it used to look like. Whew.
My 4K of Predator, that was what sold me. I was like, damn, that is clean as fuck. But I'll tell you, and you already said it, DVD, man. Like a lot of people look down on DVDs. They don't buy DVDs anymore. And probably 90% of everything that's in my video store is DVD. I have no problem with that resolution. The only DVDs I hate are like the first gen DVDs that were like pillar boxed and widescreen to fit 4x3 TVs. Newer DVDs, no problem. And I $5 versus $40, sold. You know,
Hey, I actually learned something. Newer Blu-rays over DVDs is one, it's hard to even find new DVDs that are being made, but
True.
I was like, they're smaller cases, just a hair smaller, so like, oh, I can fit more on the shelf, which I'm running out of shelf space. Problem for movie collectors. Oh boy, find more room, so I need smaller discs, smaller cases.
Yeah, you're just gonna end up being one of those guys who just puts all their discs in like a CD booklet. It doesn't have the cover art. That fucking freaks me out. I'm like, what do you?
Everything's gonna get scratched and
or just someone
and
come straight in and just take your whole CD booklet, and now you're out like 2,000 movies because they just can carry it right out.
I'm just picturing somebody just like, oh, let me see your book, and then
It's like Hellraiser 3. Yeah.
I think it's Hellraiser 3 meets Ninja Throwing Stars. Just
Tapehead 3, we're going to throw a booklet of CDs and DVDs, and we're going to follow each one like we did in the first one.
I think Jacob's just going to load them into a Gatling gun and just...
Yeah, the DVD rewinder.
Yeah, we're going to platoon somebody with DVDs.
Please.
Yeah.
Well, now that we're done with Amazon 1-star reviews, Evil, what does that mean?
We're going to have the daunting task of looking at cover art for the movie Sidekicks and determine one of two things. Is it absolute money? Or is it a mishap? Too many of these.
I'm curious if you were able to find a Ghana poster for this, but
I fucking wish. If I did, I wouldn't even have. I don't think I've been able to hold off until tonight showing you. But I'm like, holy shit, one has been made. We got to have it now.
We must order it.
Buying it now. Buying it now. It'd be hanging behind me for the show. Shit. Express shipping. I need this in person now.
Just get it tattooed across your whole chest.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at these posters. You guys let us know in the chat, money or mishap. Money. Hands down.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the chess art, so it's nostalgic. Money. This is what got it. It got me. This is the cover art, the video store, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll rent that." Yeah.
that gold, man.
Gold.
Something about it where it was a different color than everything else on the video shelf, which made it stand out just a smidge, you know. You go, you know, black case, predominantly red, predominantly blue, gold. What the fuck is that? And then you know, get closer and closer to it.
Yeah, it's got a standout quality.
I wish I had this poster. I would totally have this poster on my wall. This is dicks.
Put it in my light box behind me.
Absolutely. That's a really early promo picture of Jonathan Brandis. You can tell in the yin yang, like, he must have been going through puberty during the shooting of this movie, because he shot up a little bit, and then he's got like pimples on his forehead and stuff in the movie. That's wicked young Brandis right there.
I like his It's Always Sunny Charlie looking military like overshirt that he wears.
Mm-hmm. My son says Jonathan Brandis looks like he would be a bully based on the way that he looks in the movie. It's like, I wonder if he was mean in real life. I'm like, I don't know, buddy. I don't think so.
Like to have seen that portrayal. Like, like, ooh, what if we take that route? Like, down the road, like he becomes, it's like the Mighty Ducks TV series, like he becomes the villain, and Chuck Norris got to straighten him out. Like, there's like part 3.
Yeah, I'm with it. I would watch it.
Yeah,
this is pure money. Beretta says money. Orton says money. I think it's a good poster, which makes it very unique. Zelda marketing. Yeah, because it's got that Zelda color. Yep.
Oh man, yeah. Gold is still cool.
It's rad. Pure money for me.
Reflective, like it was a reflective, shiny gold.
Yeah, I had a couple cases that were like that.
That'd been nice.
I want to say Lost World was like that. Maybe. I can't remember.
Never watched World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it, pretty much.
Doesn't sound like I'm taking it.
I know you hate this. This is starting to grow on me because it's mine, but I don't necessarily like it.
This was the Vinegar Syndrome image they put out, and they're like, all right, we got it. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I don't like that at all.
I don't like that.
Like that. I can barely tell that's Joe Piscopo. And I lose Jonathan Brandis in Chuck Norris's hair.
That's not Jonathan Brandis, that's Chuck Norris's ear.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna say it's a mishap because that original cover art is so iconic. If it had been...
I couldn't wait to get my Blu-ray open so I could flip that shit around and put that OG cover art on there. I was like, thank God they gave me that option, because I did not like this. Even if this is drawn or digitally drawn and it's got some artistic work behind it, I'm like, this is not, I don't like this.
I think it's the color because it all melds together.
Yeah, that's probably nail on the head there. I was like, I don't, yeah.
Whereas if it was more skin tone and, you know, not this red haze on it.
Yeah, make it black and gold and I'll buy it.
Orton says mishap, Beretta says mishap. I'm saying mishap. You're saying mishap. I think that's just where...
This poster, that's what I'm getting. Is anyone like, that looks good?
I would buy that. No, there's not even enough room for autographs.
Yeah, barely. Well,
I guess, yeah, you're not getting 3.
Probably only getting 1. I don't know if you'd want to meet Joe Piscopo now.
I don't know. Maybe.
Joe kind of fell off that far right kind of Looney Tunes movement.
Okay.
Like he's one. I believe he was one of like the star people, like the RNC guy. It's like, oh, Lorenzo Lamas and Joe Piscopo. Okay.
I'm like, all right.
Jonathan Brandis today would just be shaking his head, like, I'm out selling out cons doing this stuff here.
Matt said, I tried to watch SideKicks after I got my 4K, and it just didn't hold up well for me now at 40. I lost my dinosaur. Man, that's...
Oh, man, you got biodomed.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
That's
some movies don't age well for people, and I totally get it, because this movie leans really heavy into that hokey side. I mean, it's aggressively aimed for children. So once you're not a child, I can see you being like, I thought this was a little more hardcore than that. Like, soft ass shit.
I said,
Took
literally,
a lot of work.
it was my
side checks.
Used to love Biodome, watch that shit daily, and then rewatched it in my 30s, and I was like, I would kill both these guys. Like
we
they
would murder them.
Yeah, they would be. I'd be growing plants out of their corpses, of tomatoes and different types of fruits and veggies. Like they would be smothered in the night.
Yeah, they wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it more than a couple days at best.
No, I would have killed them that first day. Like, you thought this jungle was a bathroom? Give me the hammer.
Yeah, fucking idiots. What in tar hooties is this? That is busy, dude. You gotta have him reading the black belt, have him doing the nunchucks, have him with Chuck Norris.
No, not to mention he's reading the reading the magazine up there and then putting it into action. Read Black Belt magazine. You could be like this.
Why does this feel like what is that shit? Animorphs?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Literally. You don't know Animorphs?
I know like the word, but I don't know like if you're like word connotation Animorphs, I'd be like I got blank.
Where like the covers of the books was like a person, then it's like the person on top of the person, then the person, and the person, then slowly it's like an eagle, like the person turns into an eagle. I don't know why, just with them side by side throwing the kicks, it just seems like it's this weird.
So by that logic, Brandis will turn into Chuck Norris?
Or
Yes.
Chuck Norris is turning into Brandis.
Oh, he's Benjamin Buttonsing it.
Yeah, I don't know, it really, but this is like your dollar bin fucking DVD right here. This is gross.
But yeah, but
I'd
if we
still fucking buy it. I would still buy it.
Guaranteed. Now that we got the 4Ks, we'll find this shit in a Walmart $5 bin, and this will be the cover art that's on it.
It'll be like one of them real thin DVD cases too. This is what I'm talking about. Like all their fucking books look like this.
You know, they're like, I'm a teenage boy.
What?
I'm a teenage boy.
What?
I got some animalistic tendencies.
What?
I'm an eagle now.
What?
I said I'm an eagle.
What?
And I do nunchucks.
Brother.
Boy, no, like I would end up buying this, but I fucking hate this. So this is not money for me. I really don't like this poster. Looks like an Animorphs book mishap. Mikey, yes.
Oh, I don't mind it, so I'll throw it in money. I have nothing against this. I actually, when I look at it, you know what I see is this will really date me. I feel like this would be the poster that they would mock up in a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant and put the mouse heads on Chuck Norris and Jonathan Brandis' head. And it'd be like side cheese or something like that would be the title of it. Or bread kicks.
God damn it. Yeah, all right.
That's why it is Cuck Norris.
Polly would keep doing the weasel in Evil's face and get choke slammed. Yeah. Out of the dome, like through the floor.
I'm straight jury dutying, like poking him or like chopping him in the throat so he can't breathe anymore. Everything they do in that movie, like even this basic of accomplishments, like just pissing in a jungle, they have to do like a little routine of like,
Mm-hmm.
And they
Accompanied by,
cracking that back room with all the food and canisters. Like I'd be beating them to death with that nitrous canister. It would just be covered in dents and blood.
The chips thing is like that's my breaking point. We have chippies, we have lots of things to eat. No, you don't, because you're dumping them all over the floor, you fucking idiot.
He runs headfirst into a bulletproof door that a Sherman tank couldn't get through. Like, okay, how did you survive to this point?
Yeah. Sidebar. Rose McGowan, though. You know.
Rose McGowan's fine, and I can't think of the dude's name. That he's a comedian that plays like his character's name is Russell in that movie. He is awesome in everything, particularly like when he's the pizza delivery guy. Just shows up. He's like, "Here's the pizzas, the bladder busters. All these drinks are free because I couldn't find the goddamn place." Never remembers their names either. He's like, Bob. Like the Polynesian, Bob.
All right. I think the general consensus is mishap on that, except for you. This is a graphic novel. I don't know what this is. This is the novelization.
The 300-page book of Sidekicks.
Extra 30 minutes martial arts workout.
That would be a pain in the dick book to try to follow and read, like when the fantasies start up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'd be so fucking confused. You'd hang yourself. Wait. That didn't age well.
You're out.
Yeah.
So this has a bonus feature of a workout tape.
Nice.
I hope Chuck Norris is doing it.
It said, well, from what I can quasi-read of that.
Oh, I mushed it again. Let me see if I can fix this.
Mushed.
Moosh it.
I spent too much time hanging out with you. I said moosh now, too.
Moosh.
Moosh.
Brother.
Moosh, brother.
Brother.
R? Nope, that just made it farther away.
Oh my god, put it back.
Trying my damnedest. What if I right-click?
All of these covers are mishaps so far, other than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes!
That will never not be funny.
Got him. Maybe.
Boy,
Can you read it now?
yeah.
I think it says,
Dinosaurs!
Met extra 30 minuten martial arts and workout in Strukskilenessen door Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris as himself?
Fucking A, question mark? This wife beater thing is a little perplexing, though. I guess he does wear it when he climbs the rope, and he's wicked greasy.
Yeah. Camo pants. Like, what's this fantasy from?
The fucking weirdest part about that is, you know how when you climb a rope, you have to do that with your legs, where you're inching yourself up, like the weight is in your legs. So there is like a herky jerkiness to climbing a rope, and when Chuck is doing it, it's just like, that's it, Barry. Yeah. It's so like he's being lifted on a fucking crane lift. Like there's no effort in it whatsoever, and every time I giggle.
Or it's somebody on a very tall ladder just lowering a rope down to him.
Yeah.
He's standing on the ground just like, yeah, Barry. All the way to the top.
I want to know how you get down, though. Like that.
Just slide.
Rope burn.
Yeah, all the way to the bone. Rope burn.
Yeah, just smoke coming out of your hand.
Yeah, this is terrible, but I love it.
I like this. I would own this. Give me this on a rug. Give me a big like living room rug.
Oh, like one of them fucking airbrush shirts, but it's like a bunch of Chuck Norrises like howling at the moon. And so, like people get wolves.
I thought you were saying like if we zoomed in, it's like it's just a bunch of still images from the movie, and when you zoom out, it's this poster.
No, just like a bunch of Chuck Norrises, like, and there's a moon somewhere up here. I don't know. Like, you know how people wear those wolves shirts? They're my least favorite shirt in the history of shirt wearing.
Wolf shirts?
Yeah, like wolves and fucking whatever else. Other animal shirts. Bother me. I really hate them.
did not know that. Good to know. Too bad your birthday's already passed. I know what I'm getting next year.
Like, give me a super cool airbrush wolf shirt.
It'll be like a kangaroo or some shit, maybe an anteater.
It's gonna be an Animorphs of you into an anteater.
One big kangaroo, a smaller kangaroo in the background, and then the moon. I don't know why there's always
dancing turtles on the back.
The turtles will dance, Barry.
Parachute pants.
I'm with parachute pants.
Ninja
and fanny
pants.
packs and all that good stuff. Chain wallets I'm cool with. I just
still got a chain wallet.
I love chain wallets.
Might lose it.
Don't know what the deal is with wolf shirts, but this is terrible.
I better believe I'm going to be on the lookout for wolf shirts from here on out now.
Savers.
Yep. I'm going to be like, just give me one every week. Care package of wolf shirts.
I'm just going to I will say mishap 2.
Money.
The boldness.
Yeah.
Mishap. Money. Looks like the cover of a novelization rather than a movie poster. That's the cover of Chuck Norris nude on VHS practicing Kama Sutra with a boner. Fanny packs rule. I want this as a windshield sun protector. Fucking A. It already looks sun bleached somehow. It goes from red to blue. It starts turning blue when it gets real sun bleached.
I mean, it's on the hood of my car.
Airbrush this on the hood of your car.
Yeah. Even the ninja star is swirling on the sides of the car on the panel.
Wolf shirts remind me of flea markets. They remind me of a lot of my family. Velcro shoes and wolf shirts, dog. What's happening?
Hold on. I gotta do a pick screen color.
That is 100% a wardrobe we're going to put of a character in one of our next movies.
Oh no, their skin tones are too similar.
Oh no. It won't work.
No. I tried. I failed.
That's your silk screen print. Put that boy on a shirt. Oh, fucking A. This makes this movie look hard fucking core.
Right? Got a sawed-off shotgun.
2 of them. Fucking skull on a pipe. The ninja stars, though.
Yeah. This is phenomenal. Why couldn't we do this?
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen, and I want to own it now.
How come this was bypassed? There are 2 skulls on here, man.
Even the helicopter with the "Look out, Barry! Look out, Barry!" I was working at a Charlie horse.
Yeah.
This movie led me,
all this stuff is in this movie, and yeah, this is fantastic.
Falsely led me to believe that I would deal with much more ninja attacks in high school than I ever really did. So, I don't know what's going on there. Get an 80s Camaro with this painted on the hood. The last one or this one? Because this is my shit right here. This has got to be foreign.
You would have a hard time if you were renting this, showing this cover to your parents, like, no, it's cool, it's PG.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
There's 2 skulls, 2 guns, there's 3 guns, a chopper, ninja. This is not, you're bullshitting me.
It hits all the Ghana poster marks.
Remix, find where this is available, and I don't care what it costs. I need it. Just find me a link, save it for me, and I'm going to buy 3 copies of this.
This is going to be a region lock. We'll just put our 4Ks in this case instead. Put this disc inside the 4Ks we got.
This is fucking beautiful, dude.
Right?
This is my favorite thing ever.
Man, if I just could have found a straightforward shot, I'd be like, this is my new phone's wallpaper.
This is aggressive. This really makes this movie look. All you need is like a pile of broken bricks and then like Cellini like blown into pieces on the bottom.
Yeah, I want Joe Piscopo in a pool of blood on the bottom.
We got Piscopo and we've got the old man, but not enough of them.
Oh, Mako
Region B.
busting bricks.
Yeah, there is the bricks. There are bricks there by Piscopo. Okay.
$65 on eBay for Region B.
I'll be getting that, I think.
I think I'd be buying it.
What do you mean you be fly? Well, it depends on what you're wearing.
I'd be fly if I dress a certain way.
Blade Brown.
Biggest asshole on the planet.
I mean, you better stop dissing me. I thought you said you were deaf.
I'm deaf as a brother on this block.
Wow, why haven't we covered that? Class act references, deep cut for all you
next week. We'll do
guys in here that are 40 with us.
House party is cool, but if you see class act, way cooler.
Class act is the king.
Yep.
Nothing better. Yeah, this is pure. Yeah, this is pure money. Put this on the money side.
You're literally contemplating spending actual money on this poster.
I own this movie multiple times now, and I'll buy it again for that cover. I don't even care.
Find someone that can print this out for us on a real high gloss. We'll just slip it over the one we got.
What a coincidence. VHS Mikey's in the chat right now. Mikey, hook it up, dog.
Can you make this in an 18 by 24 or 27 by 36 size? backlit.
Can I have a banner of this? Can I just wrap my car in this?
Can I get a 12 by 14 foot tapestry I'll just put on the roof of the house?
Like a big flag.
Yeah, we just put this as our banner for any of the shows we do, like promoting Tape Ed, or like we just are big fans of Sidekicks.
Matt says
we had nothing to do with this. We just really like the movie.
we need Sidekicks with an asthma inhaler on the front of the slipcover, and it does the spray sound when you remove it. Oh yeah, like the what movies used to have the button? Like Video Dead maybe had a button you could click or something.
I had some that were Third Rock from the Sun, the TV show, had their big box art that you could press up on there. It would say, "Oh my God, I'm gorgeous."
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what we do need, something like that, a novelty case.
Yes!
A free coupon for the Frying Dragon, like a buy one get one dinner.
Yes. You want fried rice? Uh-huh.
We're making the ultimate edition of this.
Chuck's still alive, man. We could get like a commentary with him. We could get interviews with Chuck.
I wonder what has to say about this movie now.
His brother directed this, right? So his brother directed a bunch of Chuck movies, but I'm sure he has fond things to say about this. This kind of put him back in that limelight before Walker.
Yeah. My wife needs leggings of this. Wow.
Yeah. This makes it look like an outer space movie.
Really? I feel like it looks like that like Flight of the Intruder with Danny Glover.
Flight of the Navigator up in here. Ethan Hawke.
This definitely feels super soft after coming after that last poster. Like this is Disney did the cover for this one. This is the Disney Plus cover art.
This isn't good.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah, but it's not Sidekicks good.
I think it's only not money coming after the poster we just saw.
Yeah, I just don't like this fucking landscape yellow, orange, blue shit.
Here we go. Here's the best context I could put this in. Between the last poster and this poster, it's like going from watching a Richard Pryor comedy special to an Eddie Izzard comedy special. Both are super good, but one is just a lot more hardcore than the next one is, and it can make you appreciate the next one a little less because you were just on a way different high off the first one.
Gotcha.
So, I'll say it's money, but it is mishapping coming after that previous poster.
It's soft money. Mishappy hap.
I like the clap, the blues.
Oh, there's that airbrush. They're fucking like airbrush wolves.
Yeah.
And I want them to not be there. I'd rather them be like in the high school gymnasium kicking a bunch of bullies.
Kicking the shit out of Cellini.
Mm-hmm.
They put Richard Mall on the cover.
How come that last poster, which was super cool, did not have Richard Mall?
Or Bo Bridges.
She's the dad, he's not there, but the teacher's there.
In any of them. Which, man, Bo Bridges has no clue that that English teacher is trying to hook up with him so bad. He's just like clueless.
When I was a kid, I used to think that guy was Kurt Russell's brother. Don't know why. I fully convinced myself, even though his name is not anything Russell.
Nope, it's Bo Bridges.
Looks like pudgy Kurt Russell to me, so.
I love when he takes his shoes off. He's got the
hole in the sock.
The hole in the sock, like it's just the perfect. Oh gosh. Of course, I don't know how anyone. I know it's done for comedic purposes, but I don't know how anyone could walk all day in a sock that a whole toe is sticking out of.
Nope.
It would drive me insane.
I'd take my shoe off and rip the whole front of that sock open before I'd have one foot or one toe hanging out.
I'm just going home. I'm just not doing the rest of my day.
Gonna go buy some new socks. This is bullshit.
I'm gonna buy them off Amazon because I'm not going out to buy these things.
I say mishap on that last one. I have this image on the back of my tidy whities. I might wear some like all over print boxer briefs of this, I guess. I don't know. I got some all over print, like Freddy Krueger boxer briefs.
I mean, I literally just feel like this is how Disney would advertise the movie.
It looks airbrushed to me. At least the two big heads.
Floating heads.
Yeah, my favorite.
Absolutely.
I'm saying mishap. Whatever else. I mean, you got money. What do you got, Remix? Do you like this?
Nah, I think it looks kind of stupid.
All right.
I guess it goes to mishap. We're not having good luck these past 2 weeks, man.
We've got dicks into kicks.
But we got a really sweet money, though.
It's true. Yeah,
Fine with this. This, I feel, would be one of those, you'd put on the back of your windshield in your car that you couldn't see through, but this is what everyone else sees.
Mm-hmm.
America, SideKicks.
It looks like it would be the thumbnail for, like, Amazon Prime or something, you know?
I think it might have been. Like, just take the American flag out, and I'm pretty sure that's what they did. They for the when it was on Prime.
Nice.
Whoa.
Getting this tattooed on me. Fuck it.
Maybe
I don't have
a bunch of T-shirts.
I don't have a problem with this. I don't like the yellow tint on the American flag necessarily, but
It's gold. Put that on a USA trucker hat.
Give me the fucking face.
yeah, no, I'm okay with it. It doesn't blow me away or anything, but it definitely lets me know Brandis and Norris, you know?
I wish that was the reversible cover art as opposed to that was like that was the other side of the gold, and then that was the other side of the gold.
Yeah, just a big one of that.
Yeah. Or a poster that was inside the slipcover, like, oh.
Oof. Matt said, that looks like an $8 shirt you'd find at Walmart, and I would give them my $8 fucking dollars.
Like, how
Lickety-split.
many more of these you got in the back?
Dude, yeah. Does anyone know of a place that sells SideKicks t-shirts? Because Evil and I don't own any, and that's a fucking travesty.
Well, if I ever saw one, I don't think I would be able to not leave without it.
Do you guys have this in hoodie and beanie and...
Give me a SideKicks beanie. Holy shit.
Yes. Yeah, Frying Dragon.
Yeah, just give me the dragon logo on it, and I'll be good with that.
Yep, there's your deep cut.
Give me the karate tournament, like winning, like 92 karate tournament champions on the back of it. Or a trophy design.
100%. Black Belt magazine torn in half.
Yep.
Give it. Yeah, I'm with this. They just ate Taco Bell. Ha! Yeah, they're not kicking. They're positioning.
Release fury.
All the ninjas fall.
Throwing star fell out of that.
Gross. Yeah, I'm okay with it, I guess. Seems like got 3 mishaps. I'm gonna call that 4 because it doesn't seem like Matt likes it either. I like it. I think we're gonna lose this battle, Evil, but
That's all right. Can't win them all. Can't win them all.
Die. Mishap. It's a mishap.
Yep, throw it over there.
And
All the
that
way
is
over there.
the end of Moolah or Mishap.
So we had two
That was
killers.
terrible.
2 absolute monsters.
That one is the heavyweight champion.
Matt says Redbubble has Sidekick shirts. All right. Wonder
Send it
Redbubble.
down. Put it on our Discord.
Put that in the Discord.
And then donate to us so we can spend that money to buy
Just buy a Sidekick shirt. Just bypass that. 2
Yeah.
XLs. We're cool with 2 XLs.
Yeah.
Send them this direction.
Can
All
we
the
email,
Sidekicks.
can we email them that one cover art and be like, can you put this on a shirt?
Please do.
Send
I
it
think
back to
Redbubble Redbubble might have been the site that used to steal Atomic Cotton art, and
Oh, well, fuck them then.
yeah, because I think it's just basically whoever uploads an image can, kind of like our merch, like whatever we make,
Yeah.
type of deal.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, we'll find some legit ones. Maybe Vinegar Syndrome will put out a legit shirt.
Maybe we'll just ask Atomic Con and be like, what do you think about a SideKicks shirt? We got 2 sales for you right here. What do you think? Divulge a whole section to two buyers?
Make it happen, please, and
Yeah.
thank you. Well, now that we're done with Money or Mishap, Evil, what does that mean?
It's time to give you our 2 cents on what we think would be a good tie-in or double feature Death of 3B video. So what do you think would be a good movie to watch with SideKicks? We're gonna give you our opinions with the tie-in.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Yeah, so no wrong answer. Let us know in the chat what is your perfect double feature. What are you starting with? What are you ending with? You know what? Let's do something different today.
Yeah.
Since Remix has seen this movie, I'm just gonna put him on the spot. What's your tie-in, Remix? You go first.
Blair Witch
I'd-
Project.
Yeah, no. I think this is the one movie that doesn't get the Blair Witch treatment.
Oh.
Maybe Kickboxer. I think that's my pick.
That ain't bad. I'm with that. I can
No,
see
the
that.
quest. The quest.
Oh, the quest.
I'm going with the quest.
He's fighting like a monkey. You almost had Evil, and then you went with the quest.
Yeah, they like the quest. I'm like, shit.
Evil hates the quest. We've discussed this before for 2
think we
hours
did.
once.
Hours, I think. Like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go down this road when this came out in '96.
Like, I hate this movie.
What's going on here?
I don't like it nearly as much as I like Kickboxer, but I think the quest has better vibe for this.
Who does like this movie better than Kickboxer or Bloodsport? If you like the quest better than either of those movies, you deserve the spinning heel kick to the neck.
Throwing stars.
Yeah, that's super cool noise.
You deserve to be shotgunned off a ladder, but only shooting the rungs underneath you, so you just gradually fall.
Super slow, yeah. Or you could just sit down. You don't even have
Yeah,
to fall.
Don't
You just
don't
get off.
step off the ladder. Just make sure you stay on it. So by the time you get,
Matt says, I'll send Sidekick Speedos if you wear them live. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'll do it. I'm not even scared.
whatever. I mean, yeah, well, it'll get us some views, I'm sure.
I'm almost getting to Speedo weight, so. Matt,
Not
it's time for that 3B video
workout video.
calendar. Yeah.
Yeah.
We dress like sexy firemen. Matt says his movie is Big Trouble in Little China. Not bad, not bad.
No, not bad at all. That's a really good one right there.
Do you want to go before me, Evil? Or how do you want to do it?
No, it don't matter to me. If you
Same time, interrupt each other.
No, I'll let Evil go first. That way we can do the graphic.
I have no idea which would go first because I guess I would go with Sidekicks second, but it's definitely a different tone. But if we're going down the the fascination of martial arts, I feel like a really good, if you're not familiar at all with it, like a really good 90 minutes or so kind of Cliff Notes education on martial arts films would be a good jumping off point, and something that definitely did that for me, like how this kind of motivated you to want to look into doing martial arts. The closest I came was watching my pick, which is The Deadliest Art, which is a documentary on a bunch of different martial arts films, which includes Yun Bu, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, just phenomenal. Something that also has not been put on disc yet that I really, really, really want to own. It's narrated and done by John Saxon, which is also super awesome. Yes, someone had put it up on YouTube a while back, but of course it didn't last too long.
Of course.
Love this documentary, and I think you still might be able to buy it super expensively on VHS, maybe on eBay or something. But I would love to have this on a disc. This is definitely what stirred the motivator into looking into martial arts films. Also, where I was introduced to Jean-Claude Van Damme in No Retreat, No Surrender. That's
Excellent.
featured on here. This is when he was like just hitting the scene too, like this new guy, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Cynthia Rothrock.
Oh yeah.
A guy I haven't heard shit from other than from this documentary, a guy named Keith Cook, who is famous in the documentary. They show him doing a triple kick, like jumping in the air and kicking two guys, but the second guy he kicks twice, like yeah, before he hits the ground. Real
Nice.
goofy, like making noise, yelling at people when he's kicking somebody.
Like a Power Ranger.
Yes, had this on a VHS tape, recorded off HBO, and just watched it incessantly. Like it's probably right up there with the Batman '89 tape of like I'm watching The Deadliest Art again.
Nice. I think you might have sent me this documentary when it was on YouTube, or maybe we watched it when you were visiting, because we watched like Blood Fist 2, and then I think maybe we threw that on.
Yeah, like any one time I was able to introduce that, like this is the best martial arts documentary I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, solid stuff, because it's like interviews, but then it's random fight scenes from movies, and
oh yeah, whole bunch. Where I was introduced to Wheels on Meals, which I'm still trying to find that in a single disc of its own. It's not, another region code, just because I want to see it.
You will.
I want it bad.
You will see it. You will find it.
Are good enough. Like that's that fight scene I showed you a few weeks ago, where it's got the dude from
Benny the
1408.
Jet,
Yeah, fighting Jackie Chan. I'm like, oh, this fight scene is awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you'll come across it. I know Arrow put that thing out. Maybe they'll do individual releases, but
even if I find the collection, I'm probably like, you know what? This is the closest I'll get. I'm just gonna get it.
Yep, drop the coin.
If the stock puts it out, I'm gonna be grabbing it.
Baratus says, "Enter the Dragon" is my tie-in. Can never go wrong with that. Mikey says, "Last Action Hero." Baratus says, "Another tie-in would be Surf Ninjas."
I thought that one as a possibility.
Matt says, "I do like the quest better. Using filthy language in front of filthy language in front of viewers, I'm highly offended. I don't know. Sorry, we'll make it." Sho Kazuki is an amazing, underrated Japanese martial artist and actor.
He's doing a Clerks thing.
Got it.
Look at this. I think you can see her kidneys.
Jesus kites. So when it came to my pick, I kind of struggled with that, dude. I was like, so do I go the Brandis route? Do I go the Norris route? Do I go the martial arts route? Like, which route do I go? And essentially I went with the route of kind of like the core sensibilities of this movie, where you have someone who isn't necessarily happy with the way their life is going, and know that if they apply themselves, they can change, the trajectory of their life, and kind of getting guidance from an older person to help them learn these things and become better and take a shot at kind of reinventing themselves. So my tie-in is Rocky. I just kind of feel like this is kind of your kid. We keep comparing it to Karate Kid. It's the 90s version of the Karate Kid, but it has a lot of sensibilities tied with Rocky. And Rocky, I feel, is a very adult version of this tale. It's not necessarily like he's in school and getting bullied, but he's a bruiser, and he's not happy with his life, and he knows that if he's given the chance, that he could maybe be something better than what everyone thinks of him. And
got heart.
A lot of heart, yeah. And you're getting trained by an old man.
Yep. There's your tie. Is it's like somebody that's got heart and just needs to show it.
Yes. Matt says, you never seen Clerks? No, I've seen Clerks. I love all three of them. I was just reading it not in the proper context, so I didn't catch the reference because I didn't know.
It's a mildly deep cut.
Yeah, no, I love all three of those movies. Those movies are
That's a Walt Flanagan doing that line in the first one.
Gotcha.
Just picked up the third one at the $5 bin at Walmart.
It's so fucking good. I'm in the middle of reading.
It is
Tough.
good, but I don't know about it's not super rewatchable. At least how the ending goes. Like this is kind of leaving a different tone for the ending. But I mean, I love it.
I've watched it like 4 times now, but of course, every time I watch it, I cry. Like it really hits me in the. I cried like 3 times, man. But
and I told you that when I because I bought it digitally before you, and I was like, this is a movie you just need to own immediately. Just buy it. Don't think about it. Buy it.
Yep, so fucking good. But
it may be the last new movie we both agreed on.
I don't think so. I agree with you on Evil Dead Rise. I just need to pick it up. I just, for whatever reason, you know, Tyson has really been wanting to see Big George Foreman, and I was like, I've got like $25. Big George Foreman came out, and Evil Dead Rise came out. Big George Foreman it is, because I can watch Evil Dead Rise on streaming right now. And I did. I dug it. I have some issues with it, but it's not that, like, it wasn't, it's not
it wasn't
like
happy.
No. No, okay. Like, I didn't want to give that impression. You know what I mean? Like, I liked it. I just had a couple of things where I was like, But other than that, like, phenomenal. So.
Look for it down the
road. I was
road.
happy.
When we finish our TCM retrospective on the podcast, look for our first follow-up to a series we've completed with Evil Dead Rise. But we got a long way to go. We actually just released the first Texas Chainsaw, so we got 8 more podcasts to go covering TCM.
16 weeks.
Yeah, enjoy that. We did.
But I suppose on that note, we should probably get going because after all, there's a lot of movies out there and somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
Oh, good for you.
Hi, my name's Mikey, and it's my goal to turn my home into my own private video store. When I started this channel, I only had a handful of tapes. And now I can swim through them like I'm a VHS Scrooge McDuck. On my channel, we're gonna pay our respects to the last remaining video stores. We'll review some VCR tech. And we'll probably build some stupid stuff out of VHS tapes. The VHS community is the best around. And dudes, I can't wait to meet you guys.
In the pussy fart.
Gets me every time.
Yeah, makes you cry. Emotional.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Enough with this fictional cinema bullshit. It's time to get real. With the Unnatural Order of Three-Eyed Skulls Field Guide to cryptids, creatures, creeps, demons, horrors, haunts, haints, hags, ghosts, monsters, mutants, and madmen. Volume 1 with 3 volume series, all available on Amazon.com. So, tonight, we talk about as always, 100% truthful cryptid coming to us from Felton, Ontario.
Felton,
Ontario.
I felt in Ontario once.
Bullshit. You lie.
Prove it.
Yeah, prove it.
June 3rd, 1958. So go back in time to the late 50s to talk about the Felton Fiend.
The Feld Dog Fiend.
Image, please.
The fuck is this?
The Feld Dog Fiend.
All right.
While driving down Argyle Avenue late at night. Name withheld by request. So this is an anonymous source.
Totally believable.
Saw something standing in the middle of the road. When she got close enough to see it, it screamed, leapt over a fence, and disappeared.
Okay, so person who wishes to not be identified heard a loud scream. Saw something jump over a fence. Boom. And it's the Feld Dog Fiend.
The Felton Fiend. So you're just driving late at night, you just see this little guy just fence. Ah! And scream. Maybe scream as he's jumping. So
Oh man. I guess I'm inclined to believe Anonymous.
Just peering out. Those are the eyes you see.
The eyes of a psychopath. I heard you can't see the eyes of the demon until him come calling.
That's voodoo. That's the science of voodoo.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
It rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Hey, tell that to put out that cigar.
I've been the verbal Norman Bates since 1998. Sick of all the hate, I'm about to kill them all today. I'm a hip-hop fusion with screws that are loosen, genre abusing, vomit on blueprints. You couldn't box me in a coffin. Locked in, I'm the monster from the trioxin toxin. Don't forget it, I'm a sick, twisted idiot, killing off little kids, say I'm out revision it. Get it, bitch, I'm a Camp Crystal Lake type. Waiting late night, get you with a steak knife. Verbal monster, yeah, you know the rest of it. Crash your slumber party, make a mess of it. I'm on some driller killer maniac ill shit. Duct tape, shovels, drill bits. Say I'm not hip-hop and it's a feud. I'm in a troll 2 mood and you bitches are food. You don't want it with me because I'm coming and I will not stop until you all are running. I'm bringing the pain, stomping out brains, killing these lames. Cause I'm a monster. I am the man with the visions of death, the bringer of stress, the killer of flesh, the illest and yes, I'm filling requests. So tell me who's next. Cause I'm a monster. Yeah, they live. Roddy Piper wasn't lying. I'm about to get violent. So much being silent. I'm a proper blend of attitude and essence, letting out aggression with my vocals as a weapon. So much cookie cutter crap that these kids are calling rap. I just sit back and laugh while they call me an ass. And I'm supposed to just take it, watch you fake it like you're so amazing. I'm the slaughterer, known as the monster that's coming for all of you. Pray to your father. Cause I'm sick of all the lame rhymes. I'd kill 99% of you with one line. One lawnmower strapped to my chest plate. Now that's the best way to leave a mess of dead weight. And so it's said I'm the Voorhees of the rap game. Overstay my welcome, but still leaving cats slain. You don't want it with me because I'm coming and I will not stop until you all are running. I'm bringing the pain, stomping out brains, killing these lanes. Cause I'm a monster.